All right, Trial Tuesday and Halloween is right around the corner with all the fun, candy, and costumes. We tend to forget Halloween is also one of the most dangerous nights of the year in Charleston. Attorney David Ayler is here with some safety tips, plus a special offer for a free Uber ride. Is that right?
It is.
We'll get to that in just a second. First of all, let's start with the serious stuff. And it is true, you know, so many people are out walking about on Halloween. Is that when we see an increase in accidents, either pedestrians or cars?
Absolutely, particularly when you have Halloween fall on the weekend like it does this year, so you're going to have more things happening. When Halloween's on sort of a weeknight or an odd night, it may be things are more separated. There may be something before or after Halloween, but this weekend is going to be very busy. It's going to be very busy for children and of course their parents following those children around, but also adults going out for theme parties through their work or through their friend group and that sort of thing, and so you're going to have a lot of people on the roads at the same time.
What do you see every year after Halloween? Do you see an increase in phone calls to your office?
You do. You see a couple different things. One, you see situations where people are injured in other people's yards, and technically you could obviously say that they are invitees in the yards in that, you know, the person has their lights on, which normally would mean they, hey, come knock on the door, we'll give you some candy. So that's one thing. You want to make sure that if you are going to invite people to your house, which ultimately would be putting the lights on outside the front, then you need to make sure everything's out of your yard. You need to make sure the dog's up, because people definitely get injured when they get onto your property.
That's something you don't even think about. Just offering a bowl of candy, suddenly you're responsible for all that. So what's your tips of advice? Well lit, I would imagine.
Absolutely. Well lit. Make sure that, you know, if you have any kind of railings or anything like that, make sure they're all screwed down. You know, if your steps are slippery when wet and it looks like there may be some dew or rain, you know, put a note out there, put a little warning, because you never know how many children are going to actually come. They're running up the stairs, they're excited. And again, you know, in a normal situation, you wouldn't be too concerned too much about people just running into your yard, but you really are inviting them, at least under the, you know, the ruse of what Halloween is.
And that's hard with kids, because we know they walk into things and fall over all the time. Even adults, maybe under beverages.
Exactly.
Same thing happens. So, you know, as a parent, what can we do to, you know, be a little extra cautious?
Well, you don't want any children going out in any groups bigger than 4 without one adult. They get too much bigger than that numbers, particularly when you're talking about Halloween, kids wearing outfits and maybe not knowing all who's wearing what. So you want to get a couple adults out there for sure. Sometimes you'll see maybe one parent that's willing to take on a whole big group. That can get a little dangerous. You know, not that they purposely lose count or are irresponsible, but yeah, so many kids kind of going one way or the other, one running to the next house. Again, then you start to think about some of the cars coming around, and you definitely can put your children or other people's children at risk there. Yeah,
it's so hard to corral them on a normal day, but especially when they're wearing costumes.
It's like herding cats.
It is like herding. I've said that frequently. So even if you're not trick-or-treating, obviously if you're just driving through your neighborhoods, please slow down, a little extra caution.
And know that, you know, during those certain periods of time, it's probably not too late, not late past 9 o'clock usually, but any time when it starts to get around 5 o'clock, getting a little closer to darkness, and then all the way up till 9 or 10, you know, there's going to be a lot of people out there, and sometimes you're not going to be able to see them because they are going to be in dark costumes.
As a parent, we always get those glow necklaces or, you know, something to make them just very visible. All right, let's talk about the Uber rides. That's so nice of you. How do we get a free ride?
Yeah, so basically you can go online. We have it listed on our Facebook page and Twitter account, and anybody on the first time drive can get $20 of credit. So no matter where you are, you just put in the code, and then, you know, you can use that Uber. You set up the account that way. It's a good system that Uber sets up to try to get more people using Uber. At the same time, if you've never done it before, you get that free credit, which definitely could come in handy. There's going to be a lot of people that are hopefully using Uber and taxi and other types of rides this weekend, because will be a lot of celebrations out there for Halloween, and last thing you want to do is be up in jail in a costume.
That's a very sobering point. The Uber ride, is that just for Halloween night? Can we use it Friday, Saturday,
you can use it the whole weekend.
The whole weekend.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks for having me.
What are you going to be for Halloween?
I don't know yet. My friend says they got some costumes for me, but I don't know if I want those.
We will make sure we pull it out next week.
Definitely.
Thanks for being here. And stay with us. We've got more Lowcountry Live in just a moment.